Welcome back to my backyard snack yard. As you can see, it has been raining overnight and this morning, and ordinarily that would not be a very exciting thing because we do get lots of rain here in England, but we've had a very dry March, and now that we're in April, we're expecting a few April showers, and it's a good thing because my water butts, for example, are very empty and need some filling. And all the garden got watered for free now, so that's a blessing. We've still had quite warm nights, which is so nice because then my lovely magnolia tree is still beautifully in bloom. Very often, as soon as it starts blooming, we get like a frost, which nips the beautiful petals. But not this year. So pretty. It's a black tulip magnolia. Just have to keep looking at it and just enjoying it because the blooms don't last that long. I think we get about 3 weeks, maybe even 4 weeks if we're lucky. It looks really quite funny if you look here because it has a flower at the very top, so it almost looks like a Christmas tree. It's also a very sort of long, slender tree. But isn't that funny? But what I wanted to show you today is a fruit tree. It is my little nectarine tree. Now I left it out all winter so that it could lose all its leaves and go dormant and everything. And it did really well, but then when it started to show signs of wanting to wake up, I quickly put it in the greenhouse because that's a very delicate time when you don't want it to get hit by all the spores that fly around everywhere here and can cause peach leaf curl. And so it stayed nice and dry in the greenhouse and flowered, and I had to hand pollinate it because there weren't any pollinators around. It started flowering really early. This is the 3rd year I've had it and haven't had any fruit yet, but they tend to get pollinated and start setting. Like if we look here, there is a little tiny nectarine-let, little fruitlet there, which has set, and there's one somewhere else too on the tree. Let's have a look and see if we can spot it. Where was it? Like this. Oh. There it is. That's a lovely one, isn't it? So far there are 2, and what I've decided to do is to take the tree out of the greenhouse. I had started taking it in and out, so every night I would go back inside, and of course it was so dry so it didn't really matter, and then every day it would be out in the sunshine. But now I put it back in its summer position, and I'm going to leave it out here and probably maybe start taking it in again if we start getting really cold nights, but hopefully that won't be necessary because it was kind of a hassle to have to move it in and out all the time, and it was getting a bit damaged by that, like some of the leaves were getting a bit knocked about. But it's a lovely looking one. It's supposed to be a little dwarf one that should be happy in a container, and as you can see it is in a container. I got some calendula growing down in the pot just to give it a bit of colour later on. But it'll be really fun to see if we manage to get some little nectarines this year for the first time. Time will tell. I hope they hold on. I am feeding it with a seaweed fertilizer just to give it that kind of boost. And I'm doing that, I think it's every 2 weeks, thereabouts. Trying to keep on top of that just to help it out a little bit. There might be another little fruitlet down there coming along. Let's hope. But yeah, we'll see how many we get, because the more we have, the more chance there is at least of one holding on. It didn't actually have that many flowers this year, but we will see how it does. We just thought it'd be fun to show you that out here in the rain. It's still dripping slightly. Oh, look at these. They're my pink currants, really lovely. And look, the peonies are coming. The little flower buds. There's already a flower bud right there. Right there. Those ones are really big pink ones. And then the white ones on the other side are a little bit smaller. They're Shirley Temple ones, they're really ruffled white ones, lovely. And over here are some other ones. These are purple spiders. And they are also coming up. I have this little cage for them to grow through, and that sort of gives them that added support, which is really useful. Because they get quite top heavy and flop over otherwise. So yeah, everything is coming along looking lovely and lush in the rain. I think it really enjoyed a little shower, which is always a blessing. The honeyberry here is looking very good. And one of its pollination partners, let's look over here, down here, it's a little guy. He's also in bloom, so they can pollinate each other. That's great. I love when they manage to flower at the same time. And they are in bee buzzing distance, so that's a good thing. Oh, also over here, I have to show you this. Pear tree is blooming. This side is the prettiest side. They are conference pears, and they have these beautiful pink insides. And then over here is the Concord. Which looks identical to the other one, so that's not usual, but very nice. Yeah, there's lots of flowers coming this year. Yay, it's going to be a good pear year. And the Asian pear is also in full bloom, so I'm thinking about maybe doing some hand pollination later on. It'll be so fun to have some pears this year, now that they're finally blooming at the same time. I'll wait for it to get a bit sunny, but also hopefully the bees will do their job and help with the pollination process. This is a Canomeles japonica, also known as a Japanese quince. Really full of flowers this year. Such a lovely bright color too. Alright, I better go back inside out of the rain. But thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Just end here on some muscari, baby blue muscari. Bye for now.